for Christmas, maybe you got your kids some new games. So when you play those games with your kids, should you let them win? That's a good question.
Dr. Michael Yasinski, child psychiatrist, joins us this morning. Michael, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, welcome to the studio.
Welcome back. Nice to see you. So, what is the downside of letting your kids win these games?
Well, you know, as parents, you think these things sound kind of trivial, but this is really the cornerstone of the development of a child's resilience and the ability to deal with the world. So, you know, letting kids win really robs them of that ability to learn how to deal with loss, how to build resilience and learn how to deal with the world, because you just don't win and you don't succeed at everything you do. And if you don't learn the skills as a child, while you're there to help them cope and mold those skills, that child is really going to suffer long term. And I see that a lot with the older kids and adults, frankly.
You do see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a problem, a challenge. Huh?
Yeah, it's a really big issue and a good opportunity for parents to take something fun, but really inject and mold a great skill that's going to serve them well for the rest of their lives.
Does age play a role in what kind of games also?
Yeah, I think, you know, up until age 5, I really encourage people to do the more family-oriented cooperative games to build kind of the team approach when they're younger. After age 5 or 6, as the children are able to compete a little bit more, you can do a little bit more of a competitive game and kind of let that child compete with you more on an adult level, because they're able to compete in a different way.
When you're playing a game like this with the children and with your family, is there a way to, if they do lose, is there a way to turn it into some type of learning lesson?
Sure. I think, you know, fear of failure is probably another huge problem I see in general later in life, and this is an opportunity to take that fear of failure, help the child deal with that, and essentially get them over that hump so that they're not scared to try things in life and they're okay with losing. So you take the opportunity and the loss and turn it into really the ability to succeed with fear of failure, and they do really well in life if they have that skill.
What do you share with them in that situation? You know, like if you're there and they don't win, obviously, maybe in tears.
Sure.
What do you say to them?
Well, you just encourage them to be emotional, let them get out their emotion. And honestly, that is one period where if you do have an opportunity to take the loss as a parent or get some kind of ability for them to win, and you can set the example. So taking a loss that you might have as a parent and kind of setting an example for them. So that is probably one caveat in letting them win, is if you can take that, let them win, and show them an example of how to lose gracefully. Sometimes they learn by example better than us telling them exactly how to deal with it.
You could also teach them the point that losing is part of life, and when you lose, you learn from it, and then you could move on. It's not what happens to you, but how you deal with it, right?
Sure. Yeah. I think I agree. I think if they can take that skill they learn, and then if you can apply that skill, because it's difficult for them to future project, take that skill of losing and maybe help them realize that this effort went into learning another skill, and then they realize, wow, this loss actually helped me learn another skill.
Sure. So you're a child psychiatrist.
Correct.
And your practice is mostly children, but you will see me if I had a problem?
Yeah, I see you see adults and kids.
You do? And where do you practice?
In Scottsdale, Indian Bend, and Hayden.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
leave some of your business cards, maybe.
Always happy to have you guys.
Maybe give us a group discount.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right, thanks.